actually on time for a live, possibly for the first time in my entire life. Oh, there's still some Coke in this. Just one moment. Just one moment while I empty this can out. I'm really feeling this weather, you know. Autumn is here. I am here for it. I cannot tell you. It's fabulous weather. I have been out today. I want to tell you I've been for a walk, but that would be a lie. I've been out of the house and it's just lovely. It's what I think other people must experience where they feel really sad in the winter. I feel sad basically all of the year but autumn. This is just, it's the time. This is the time. Also, I thought the light was on in my car. I didn't realise the sun has just popped out. Can I slightly block that? No, it's crazy. It's crazy. I might have to move the car. And you are on, hasn't that sun just got insane? Like since we've been sitting here in what, 3 minutes? The sun's just gone. I take it all back. I was just saying how beautiful you were. I was just saying how gorgeous the weather was, and you had to ruin it with whatever this is. Oh, that's not quite so bad. I'll just... with whatever this is. I wish my car seat would go further back than this. That would be good. It would. Anyway, that's not what we were going to talk about. I was just going to tell you how fabulous it was, how lovely the weather was, and how I love autumn, and everything's glorious. And then I got carried away complaining. Hey! Oh, I'm so glad you caught alive. It's not that exciting. It's just talking, isn't it? It's my favourite, though. Oh, I was going to tell you that you are on my sticky case thing today because I did have, I'm sure this is not safe, but I did have a bobble attached to my rearview mirror at all times that I could kind of slide the phone into for these such occasions. And it's disappeared, and Lee said he has nothing to do with it. Oh, I think the sun might have gone slightly behind a cloud. Maybe that was why. Oh, I'll twist it a little bit. Okay, that might be better. But I've got you on the sticky case today. So if you suddenly fall, apologies in advance. Also, Lee told me that from next week, Milo's football training goes inside. I thought this was like, this is what we do. Now we're like football people. I thought this was just our lives now. Football twice a week in the middle of the week and a game on Sunday. Apparently it's going inside, so now it's going to be only once a week. So maybe we'll do our Tuesday lives from home. Because I am quite enjoying the weekly catch-up. Although I've been kind of mixing it up in terms of where I go live. Last week I went live on my gaming channel and we chatted about new releases and Steam Decks and gaming PCs that I can't afford but want to buy and really can't justify, but probably will buy at some point. And then who knows, next week. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. Oh, did you enjoy the FabFitFun video? I think I went crazy ordering that, honestly. It's fine, but it was massively wasted money. I could have spent that money so much better. I just like, you know, sometimes it's not even like an impulse control thing. It's just sometimes you get carried away and you buy something that you didn't really even want. And that was kind of the FabFitFun box. But hey ho. What I was going to tell you, my channel news, which I've just remembered that's what the title of this video was, is as such. Hello, Sarah. I've created a brand new channel for candle stuff. I was vlogging this morning. That vlog will probably be the next vlog. I may never edit the second Hong Kong vlog. Time will tell. Maybe next month. We'll see. I was vlogging this morning and I just kind of had this tangent, as you can imagine. And I decided that I was going to just have a channel for everything. You know, like back in the day, I had Miss Budget Beauty, Miss Budget Baby, Miss Budget Bride. I had Kyla's Kitchen, which was like cooking stuff. I had something for everyone. And the more I think about this today, the more I feel like this is all the facets of my personality spread out. Because the reason my videos are so varied is just because that's how my brain is. It's just things. I find it very difficult to stay focused on one thing. and then I'll come back and refocus on one thing, and then I've ruined it because it's all a mess because of all the time in between I was unfocused. And so I think what I'm going to do, well, what I am steadily doing, is creating new channels for everything. So if you are interested, I have linked it in the description of this video. This is the first like fully fledged one that I've done. I had 3 videos that I already had, and I've got a vlog that will go up this week. That is where all candle and small business stuff will go. Occasionally I'll still mention it here and there, but I just wanted somewhere where I could talk in depth about it. If I was having a full day of candle making, I don't feel like I'm really, stuffing it down your throats if you're not interested, but it still gives me the ability to vlog about it and chat about it without feeling like, I don't want to feel too salesy. I don't want to feel too like you're just talking about this now, because I know that happens. People I've watched people for years and years and years, and they've like, it's the same as like when people have a baby and then suddenly all they talk about is the baby, or they get a dog and all they talk about is the dog. I totally lose interest and switch off. So this is part of the reason I think, switching things out is a good idea. But also, even with friends and stuff, everyone's got different facets of their personality. I think Milo's holding a bike and he didn't bring a bike, so I don't really know what's going on. I think that's Milo. There's a lot of blonde kids. It might not even be Milo. Your friends have all got different facets of their personality, things that they're interested in. You might not be interested in all the same things, but you'll pick and choose. Like, you won't have a friend who every single thing you love to do together, but you'll have a friend who you like to watch the same shows. You'll have a friend who maybe they read the same books as you. You'll have a friend who you work with. Everyone serves their own little purpose in your life, and it is unusual to find someone who ticks all the boxes. And so I kind of feel like this is a bit of a buffet of content, and you don't have to have the whole buffet. You can just pick from it what you choose, and that's how I'm choosing to look at it. And it also means if I completely lose interest in something for a little while, I can just let that lie, move over here, do some more of this, and then come back to this, and it's still there, and it's very clear what that is, and we haven't muddied the waters because I got bored and started talking about something else. It just is that, So that's my plan, and this is the first kind of new channel. It's called Michaela Makes, and it is just all candles, small business, anything I talk about. I'm going to talk about like how to build websites, how like just marketing, all that stuff, as well as I want to talk about candle making and creative-y stuff as well. So yeah, that was the main channel news. Second to that, I think my Miss Budget Beauty channel is going to go back to Miss Budget Beauty. That is, I'm going to see how the Michaela Makes, I was going to do it all at once, and I was like, let's test the waters with this and see how the Michaela Makes thing goes. And then I'm really considering leaving that as beauty. If ever I want to talk about beauty, it's there, and I'll pop it on there. We'll do maybe like monthly favorites again. Maybe we'll do just like my empties, an occasional chat, and then everything else will be on a brand new Michaela Talks channel. This is just how I'm feeling at the moment. And I feel, especially because we're in the last quarter of the year, or just about to be, maybe 1st of October, I love a fresh start. If you saw the podcast episode last week, I'm obsessed, addicted to a fresh start, always seeking the next thing that will fix the thing, So maybe 1st of October, we start the final quarter of the year, and the final attempt to, this time it'll be better. But that's the channel news. I have one link for you so far. It's in the description. And it takes longer than you'd think. I mean, like, you can create the stuff, but like, it took longer than I thought it was gonna, to set it all up, re-edit and download things, and upload and create new thumbnails. Yeah, I have terrible, what's the word I'm looking for? Time perception. I can't work out how long anything takes me ever. I'm gonna have to move this car because the sun is driving me crazy. Also, yes, Tracy, final countdown exactly. Okay, let me. Oh, do you know what? It wasn't Milo on the bike. I've just seen them. Seen the kid again. First of all, he's doing a wheelie. Milo can't do that. I'm gonna move the car and then we'll go back to these comments. Oh yeah, similar, the impulse buys. This is exactly why I can't do FabFitFun anymore, the impulse buys. 100% here for a candle dedicated channel, eagerly awaiting the window launch. Oh, time blindness, Tracy, thank you. Time blindness is me all over. Right, I don't even know how many cars are here. There can't be that many cars. I think I'm safe to move. Yes, winter launch, same. I am so excited for the winter launch. It's going to be, just freaks me out a little bit because the kids run around a lot. Actually, I might just turn around. I might just reverse in, have the same spot and just reverse in, because so we're on the other side of the car. Even with, like the sun is in my reversing camera. It's very stressful. Very stressful. Yeah, the new, although it is going to be behind me, but that probably won't be as bad, will it? The new winter launch is going to be, I think, 1st of November. We might do a little, we'll definitely do some teasers, but I don't know whether or not. It freaked me out for a little bit then. The shadow of something felt like it was, something was on me. Just don't really, I don't know. We're in, and we're better. It's better, right? It's better than it was. Not the best, but it's better than it was. Yes, 1st of November. Yeah, Milo looking up and thinking I'm leaving him. There's no way he's not paying attention. They're running around playing football. Although, if any child would imagine he was going to be abandoned, it was Milo. The other day, in the morning, he keeps forgetting his bag. He'd forgotten his bag in the morning, and I was like, ugh. So we went back and got it. I didn't make a big deal of it at all, even though internally I was like, I'm going to kill this child. I was just like, come on, let's just go back and get it. I really didn't like say anything, but it must have just been, he might be like me, like he can sense the energy in the car. And I was a little bit late to picking him up, and he said he thought I was like getting him back for doing that in the morning. Oh, I feel like this sounds like it's moving. Make sure it's still on there. He thought I was like getting him back for having to go back in the morning. I would never do that. I would never, and I don't know why he would think that, but he definitely, it's a bit like Manny. When you go to stroke Manny, he ducks as if he's been beaten. If I told you that Manny was like a rescue dog and then showed you all the things that he did, you'd be like, oh, poor Manny. He must have been so mistreated. No, he's been pampered from the day he was born. But the way he acts, it's like he's expecting to be mistreated. And that's like Milo. He's always expecting to be left somewhere. I don't know why. Loved your Instagram post about alarms. That's totally me as well. Yeah, just alarms and alarms and alarms. Can totally relate to the alarm situation. Yes, it baffles me when someone has one alarm. If you didn't see the post on Instagram, I have alarms for every moment of the day. If you told me you need something for, I don't know, if you told me that it needs to be like 10 to 6, you need an alarm, you need to go somewhere. I'm not going and changing one of the alarms to be 10 to 6. I'm creating a 10 to 6 alarm. And then that's a permanent alarm in my collection of alarms. And then when next I need to go somewhere or get up or do whatever at 10 to 6, then I just set my 10 to 6 alarm. I have an alarm for like every 5 minutes, just steadily. That's how it's becoming. I wonder how many alarms I do have. Maybe I'll count after this. But that's the way. What a crazy thing to be just like having one alarm and editing that one alarm. That's bananas to me. Do not get it at all. That means next payday I'll have to stash away some cash ready and waiting for those big winter scented jars. The big jars. I also have been doing some tests. You can get anything from 40 to 60 hours of burn time from those big jars. If you burn them optimally, like 4 hours, blow it out, trim the wick, you can get 60 hours from those jars. I would say if you kind of burning, like, we all burn for like 10 hours at a time and don't blow it out, don't we? That's just, for the most part, we don't burn correctly. You're going to get like 40 hours easily. But the jars are gorgeous. A really nice, chunky. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is, I feel like I want to talk about this, but I also feel very QVC. And I'm very mindful of that. And I don't want to feel like QVC. And if we were on the other channel that is dedicated to that, then I would know the people that were watching were all like, yes, we want to hear about this. And it wouldn't feel like QVC. It would just be like, oh, I'm excited about this thing, you know? And so that's part of the reason. But also I feel like I watch a lot of content about candle making and none of it is in England, or very, very little. The majority of it is in America. The rules are different there, hugely different. Obviously, the suppliers and things are different. So I do feel a little like there is a little gap in the market there in terms of content. So multiple reasons, but it was initially driven by this whole thing of everything needs to be separated out. I'm going to have to rewatch your latest packing video. I was doing hand luggage only to Malta in 2 weeks. Oh my God, that is so weird. What's going on with Malta? Are Malta on like some kind of promotional drive? Because I keep hearing about Malta. It's funny because my grandma, who died last year, she and her husband only went to Malta. Like, it was a running joke. They came back from holiday and everyone said to them, where have you been? Somewhere nice. And it was Malta every single time because he had family. He had like an ex-wife and children in Malta. And so that's the only place they ever went on holiday ever. And so to me, Malta is like a gag, a family joke. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. It's just one of those, like, it's almost like the Benidorm of my family because that's where my grandma went every single time. And the past year, so many people have said they want to go to Malta. And I think they must have put a huge amount of advertising into somewhere because you never heard of it. No one ever talked about Malta. And now, if I'm not hearing about someone who's been or going, I'm hearing someone say, I really want to go to Malta. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, it's probably the vaccines, right? It's probably something with the vaccines. I'm in the middle of cooking my tea. Could I stop and join in? It's this Kate. I feel like this is Kate who always says, I'm using my husband's account. Malta is beautiful. Went last spring and fell in love. Yes, but Tracy, why did you go to Malta? There was a Channel 5 documentary holiday show about it earlier this year. But you went last spring. Why did you go last spring? That's what I will bet anything there is something afoot here. The Malta Tourism Bureau were given an influx of cash like maybe 2 years ago. And now everyone wants to go to Malta. I don't know. It came from nowhere. I would go to Malta. Totally. I once thought I'd been to Malta. I'd been to Malton, which hilariously also is where my grandma kept her caravan in North Yorkshire. And because they always went to Malta, I thought I'd been to Malta. I'd been to Malton. Went last spring as it was cheap and only a 3-hour flight. Yes, but Tracy, you could have gone anywhere. There's loads of other places you could have gone. They got in your head. They got in your head. How did they get in your head? How did they do it? Fascinated. Because something happened. Something happened with Malta. 100% it did. Do you know where I am? There's so much going on. It's like I feel like it's like an old pit village, and there's like a school not so far away. There's like a community centre. There's this like football club situation, and then right in front of it, they've got like a playground, and a skate park, and a pub. I think probably over the road. It's so community. You know, I love it. I love a little area that feels like if you walk down the street, everyone would know each other. I've never really lived anywhere like that. Like a villagey type feeling of place. A Stars Hollow, if you will. But if they got it in my head, how would I know? Well, exactly. I know. Don't worry about it. I know that they got in your head. I know for the both of us. And they did. They did get in your head. I just want to know how. From a marketing perspective, how do you get in someone's head on that kind of scale? I wonder if Channel 5 will do a documentary about us. If you don't ask. Today, I had a meeting about doing some kind. Oh, I'm going to do it again. I need to talk about candles. But this is so much of my life. So much. This is what happens. This is like when people have babies. It's all they've got to talk about because they only see babies. So if you're not interested in the baby, you're like, well, I'll see you in 4 years. If Stars Hollow is real, I think I'd have to move there 100%. But I also do think that Stars Hollow does exist as a theoretical idea. Probably within the UK as well. There are little villages within Doncaster that we think we would quite like to move to when we get older, just purely because it's expensive to live there and we would need to have a smaller house. So it will be more of a once the kids have moved out situation. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I love the idea of like living in a small community. I started watching Gilmore Girls for the first time about 6 weeks ago, now on series 5. I can see how that might happen. I always start rewatching in the autumn, as everybody does. And then I like get bored. I think that I drop off because I hate Rory. And I'm like, she's the worst. So this time I started watching, spoiler alert, I shan't say, but I started watching, I think it was around series 5. What's happening in series 5? Tell me what's happening. And then I'll know if I can safely say what I want to say. Give me like a little synopsis of the last episode. But I kind of watched the last few seasons instead of watching from the beginning. And that was really enjoyable. It really was. Yes, I did. Oh, I've actually got Kelly Bishop's book is next on my list. I'm really excited about that. I love her. She's so interesting. Also in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, she's great. I also posted something on Instagram the other day because the very, very last scene, it could make me cry just thinking about it. The very last scene with Richard, and again, this is not, I'll just say what he says. It's not a spoiler, don't worry. But Lorelai says, it's not for me, it's for Rory, about something that the town does. And Richard said, I don't think this is for Rory. And he says, seriously, it's going to make me cry. He says, I'm trying to remember the exact word he uses. It's not marvelous. What is it? Because they both use the same word. He and Abe in Mrs. Maisel both use the same word. It's like miraculous or something. It takes or like a spectacular. It takes a something person to inspire all of this. It takes what does he say? It's like it takes a special kind of person to inspire all of this. And Abe says the same thing in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. He says, my daughter is, insert this word. You just watched the one with the DR party. So Lorelai and Rory have had their disappointment. Remarkable! Thank you, Sarah. Remarkable. It takes a remarkable person to inspire all of this. And Abe in the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel says, my daughter is remarkable. And he talks about how he was wrong about the genders and he expected so much of his son. And this whole time he should have been looking at his daughter and he should have paid more attention to her and he should have done this and he should have done that. Oh my God. I've watched that scene and watched that scene and watched that scene. And Amy Sherman Palladino just gets it. She just gets it. And when I watched the Gilmore Girls finale, which in truth, I haven't watched the Gilmore Girls all the way through that many times, maybe only 2 or 3 times. And I usually get bored around the Life and Death Brigade era. So I think I might have only seen that twice before. Didn't stick in my mind that Richard had said something significant to Lorelai. And when I watched it, I immediately thought, oh my God, this is exactly like Abe. And then when I Googled it, it's almost exactly what he said. And I posted on Instagram that Amy Sherman Palladino writes a father written by a daughter better than anyone else. And so many people messaged me and said they didn't know it was the same person behind both shows, which was interesting to me because they're so similar. They are so similar. When I was watching Mrs. Maisel, initially I was trying to get Lee to watch it with me. He's really not interested. But initially I like to watch things with him because I want us to have the same frame of reference for things. So for the most part, unless it's something that I know he's not going to be interested in, I'll try to watch things with him. And then, hi Caroline. And then if he's really not interested, then I'll take it away and watch it all in a day. But I remember we watched maybe a couple of seasons of Mrs. Maisel together, and remember him commenting on it and saying it felt like Gilmore Girls, and he had no idea that it was by the same two people. So for him to notice, thank you, Caroline. So many people have complimented me on this scarf. It is Oliver Bonas, and truly, if ever there was something to prove colour theory, it is this scarf, because coral, pink, that kind of orangey, it is so my colour. When I first bought this, and it was quite expensive for a scarf, but I got off the plane and I was cold. It was freezing. The whole flight home from Hong Kong was like so cold, so cold. And I was wearing a sweatshirt. I wasn't like dressed for Hong Kong. I was dressed for a plane, which is usually cold, but it was insanely cold. People around me were asking for extra blankets. It was crazy. And anyway, I got off the plane and it was cold in London. When I left, it was warm. It was sunny. And I got off. It was so cold. So I wanted to go and get, I was considering getting either an additional jumper, which felt silly, or I was going to get a scarf. And I was looking and I didn't want to just get one that was a bit meh. So I ended up buying this, which is, I think it was like nearly £40, but it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And because I've loved this so much, and I really feel like these colours are so great for me, like they really bring out my colouring. I've been looking at, well, first of all, I was looking at things that were this colour combination, like the pink and orange. Oliver Bonas has got a sweatshirt. I was like, no, I don't really want to spend that kind of money. But I considered making more merch, not to be merch, but for myself. You know, my Just Tired sweatshirt, I was thinking of doing it in like a cranberry with orange lettering for the autumn. I thought, why not? I'm looking for something that's pink and orange. I could make it myself. I also would quite like a sweatshirt that says never knowingly undercaffeinated. That's what I would like. But yeah, that's what I'm working on in my mind, although I haven't done it yet. Just binged The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Terrible but good. Is that a reality show? Is it the reality show with the woman that was doing the TikTok dance with the baby that was on life support? Is this the same show? I remember seeing something about it. And I mean, that's right up our street. I love things to do with weird religions. Love. And I say this because Mormonism is, in my opinion, an extreme religion. From what I understand of it, it's not, you know, everything's got its levels and its degrees, but I feel pretty confident with my judgments of it. Yes, that's the mom. Okay. Excellent. Right. I will watch that because we do love a reality show. We do. I like a religion that feels like a cult in TV terms, not in real life. And we like American reality TV. So that's right up my street. It also, oh, you Mormon, Jay. I'm sorry. I apologize. I have no religion whatsoever. So do with that what you will. Also, as I talked about in this week's podcast on my other channel. God, that's going to get old, isn't it? On my other channel. If I've got like 7 channels. I'm going to have to start thinking of like nicknames for them all. As I talked, you promised, wait, so I was about to say, I compare the law of attraction and manifesting and stuff like that to religion, because I truly believe that the Lord has joined us after what we've just talked about. Apologies. Also, I was going to say I would always start with New York, but it feels quite old and gritty now to start from the beginning of New York, although that is like proper original Housewives. But I would recommend that you start with Beverly Hills, because I think that it is more accessible, because some of them were famous, or at least connected to famous people. It's very frivolous and silly, and it doesn't feel real. It's like above reality, like almost like watching the gods, if you will. It seems so beyond, whereas all the other Housewives shows are more like regular rich, but not like, Beverly Hills rich, but rich people who are trying to show off their wealth and trying to aspire to be the Beverly Hills Housewives, but like can't even slightly compare. I feel really strongly, if you have never watched any before, that's the one to start with. Every other series is just like regular people who've got money in varying amounts, because there are friends that have got a lot of money and friends that have not so much money, which, that's all part of the drama. But Beverly Hills is definitely the most accessible, 100%. You just watched the Mormon one. I'm gonna have to watch the Mormon show. I'm gonna have to watch it. I will. What I was gonna say was I was talking about comparing the law of attraction and manifesting to religion, and he had said in that podcast, I feel like people without religion end up looking for something else, and that is why the law of attraction is appealing to me. Lots of it I don't enjoy, but in the same breath, I get that there are lots of people who are of a certain religion, and a lot of that is not for them. Like, you take from the faith, whatever that might be, what is good for you and what you think, I like that works for my life, and then you leave what you don't. And I feel if we all treated religion that way, we'd probably be in a better place. Disney Plus is where we can watch the Mormon show. Right, okay, good to know. Do you know what it is today? Only Murders in the Building. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Oh my God, there are these little kids, right? Every single thing to do, and I've never seen them in a school uniform, which is brilliant. I wish I could video these kids, because they're my favourite part of football, right? They're tiny. There's 3 kids. 2 of them seem like Irish twins. They're all like really similar in age, all 3 of them, but 2 of them, if they're not twins, then I don't even know. And they're all really little, and they've got blonde, like all American bowl cut hair, which my brother had when he was a kid. It was very cute, and he had gorgeous, thick, white blonde hair. And he said several times that my mum and dad ruined his life. It was really cute. That was like an all-American look at the time, which is, I swear, my mum and dad, this is where I get my Yankophile thing, is from my parents. They were all about, my mum took me to a dentist when I was a kid and said, I want my daughter to have an all-American smile. And he was like, this is how much it's going to cost. And then we didn't do that. So I've got terrible teeth. Tracy, you do need to watch Only Murders. Have you watched Monsters on Netflix? I was obsessed. So many opinions. Monsters. Oh, is it the Hernandez brothers? Am I mixing that up? It's the something brothers. I think that's what it is. It's on my list, definitely. Menendez. I'm trying to remember. My frame of reference is 30 Rock, and Tracy Jordan says to his kids, don't Menendez me. Menendez. It is Menendez. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm getting him confused with, was there a footballer like Hernandez? Something happened. He had a documentary last year, I want to say. Yes. The Menendez thing. I literally, the only thing I know about that is from a reference from a TV show from like 10 years ago. And obviously they went into more detail than don't Menendez me, because he talked about it before. He said to his kids, don't Menendez me. But that made me want to watch it. When I saw the documentary, I was like, oh, Just like 30 Rock, you see? And this is why Lee should watch more of the shows that I watch, because he would get that if I said to him, don't Menendez me. But he wouldn't get it if I said, it would take a remarkable person to inspire all of this. The world's worst ex. What is that about? I mean, unless, apart from the fact that it's the world's worst ex. Oh, the trial originally happened just before the OJ case. I knew it happened a long time ago, but I didn't know it was that long. Oh, 30 Rock. I was saying to Lee yesterday, I don't know why it's not on a streamer. Why is it not on a streamer? It should be on Netflix. It might have been. No, it might have been that we had a VPN and we used to have American Netflix. I think that's what that was. We watched 30 Rock on there. We've got it on DVD, but it's just not the same. I just want it like at the click of a button. Just want to watch 30 Rock. It used to be like our nighttime show. We'd just have whatever on at night. I miss it. Haven't watched it for ages. Hi, Leslie. Thank you. Do you know what it is? It's the scarf. And it is colour theory is what it is. I'm only wearing these colours from now on. Probably got cancelled as a lot of the jokes were close to the bone. What, 30 Rock? No, I don't feel like I mean, I think a couple of episodes maybe would have been lifted out. As has happened with loads of comedy shows from like the early 2000s. But I don't feel like there's anything on 30 Rock that would be like, oh no, you can't say that, more than a lot of shows. A lot of fat phobia, but so much fat phobia in Friends. I'm rewatching it obviously with Milo at the moment, and so much, I mean, obviously we lived through it, we remember, but so much. Lorelai says it's a Rory as well. You can pull a Menendez. Yes, 100%. Yes, I'd forgotten about that, but she does. Yeah, it's definitely a thing that has been referenced on TV. So quite excited about watching it, actually. Oh, what should I watch first, the Menendez thing or the Mormon thing? Of course, this is after watching Only Murders in the Building. Milo was really cross because we have a little window of time between getting home from school and coming out to football where we could watch Only Murders, but we can't watch it without Lee. And he said to me today, why do you have to be so loyal? I'm like, wow, that's like the nicest thing you've ever said to me. World's worst ex was intense. They just keep getting worse. Oh, is it more than one ex? Multiple exes. Multiple worst exes. Hi, Gigi. We're on a different channel today. Also, for those of you who missed the news, I'll repeat, since we're still live, I started a brand new channel, which is specific to candles and crafts and business and everything to do with that, and it is linked in the description of this video. And that is what the channel news was. That, and there is going to be, we'll do this next week, once I've made my final decisions. But I'm basically going to have 150 different channels that you can pick and choose the content that you wish to receive. That's the idea. 4 episodes, different stories. Okay. Mormon Wives. So we go. Only Murders. Mormon Wives. How many episodes are there Mormon Wives? I'm thinking of time. How many can I watch today? Thanks, Gigi. You might be the first subscriber. What was I going to say? It's gone. Oh, I'm three series behind on Omit B. This is just stupid now. I love it, but I feel like I'm saving it. No. People say this to me all the time. Oh, can I do a TV or a book club? So I used to do something called Kai Flicks. So many. I bet I've still got the intro to that. That would be really fun to revive that. I used to do something called Kai Flicks, and every month I would do like favorites, but it was TV instead of makeup stuff. And oh wow, I'm just thinking, I wonder if I have still got that intro on a hard drive somewhere. That would be really fun. Because I have the capacity I have for TV viewing is unmatched. It's close. Karen is a close second, but otherwise unmatched. I could be consuming television at all times. The only reason I'm not watching it now is because we're doing this. Unrelated to this channel or the channel news, when does your play through of Europa go up? Great question, Laura. Great question. I'm hoping. I see I've got an open road one that I was going to post tomorrow, but I may switch things around a little bit. I'll keep you updated on the Discord. Omit B. Let me just go back to Omit B, because Only Murders in the Building is not something to be binged. It is not something to be binged. It is something you should be enjoying one episode at a time, and I will tell you why. Because it is a mystery, and you need to be spoon-fed. This is the only thing that I am happy that they give us an episode a week. Everything else, I'm like, I'm so angry. Like, I just want to watch it all. You do not want to binge the show. What you want to watch each episode at least 3 times. You want to watch it. You want to really think about it. You want to watch it again. You want to take some notes. You want to have a conversation with someone about it. What do you think happened? This is like, it's more like reading a book. You're like unveiling the mystery, thinking about what might have been. I'm thinking about it all the time. I love it so much. And it is not the same when you binge it. I mean, we're in the middle of a series. Just catch up, watch. You have to watch it while it's going. You have to. You have to. I feel very strongly about this. Eagerly waiting for the Disney Hong Kong You Left Us Hanging. I know. Even Lee's like, you've got to actually edit that for me. I'm gonna, instead of doing that though, why don't I make 5 other videos and create a new channel? The task avoidance is real. My theory was to wait until autumn. Feels autumny. It is autumn. It's autumn right now. It's autumn right now. Do it right now. Also, Feud I loved Feud. Big fan. Have you watched Night Sleeper? Night Sleeper, is that the let me put you back up there. Was the Night Sleeper the serial killer, the Californian serial killer? Yes, it is autumn now, and Lee does just want to watch the Hong Kong vlogs. You're right, he does. I'm gonna do it. I will do it. What date is it today? 20. I might do it by the end of the month. I might get up at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and I might do it. I might not, but I might do it. We'll see. I want to do it, but I don't want to do it. Oh, I'm really enjoying Bad Monkey. Do you know, if anything is on Apple TV, I'm immediately like, oh, because I subscribe to Apple TV. I pay for Apple TV. Every time I watch something on Apple TV, it's terrible. I think there's been maybe 3 things that have been worth watching on Apple TV. And even then, we've had Morning Show, fantastic. Even as it drops off, I'm still going to keep watching it. Bad Sisters, best thing on Apple TV, hands down, including the Morning Show. Bad Sisters is fantastic. If you've got Apple TV and you haven't watched it yet, so great. Similar to Only Murders in that each episode you get closer to unveiling a mystery. Oh, it's so good. And it's like Irish sisters, actual Irish sisters, set in Ireland, Irish sisters, and one of their husbands has died, and you get the impression that they've all killed him, and you're just kind of waiting to find out how they killed him. That is so good. Severance, I really struggled with, but it had such a great ending that I'm excited for season 2. Slow Horses, I found it really difficult to get into, but we're going to try it again because it's got a season 2, and I'm like, if it got a season 2, we've got to try it again. And then Bad Monkey is really good. I'm really enjoying Bad Monkey, but so much, they've had so much and they've wasted so much, and I don't get it. I don't know why something being on Apple TV feels like it's the kiss of death. Ted Lasso is not for us at all. We're just not football people, and we just don't care even a little bit. And I agree, the Morning Show was boring by season 3, but the Morning Show the first season of the Morning Show was fantastic. The second season, blah. Third season, even more blah. But the Morning Show has all of the pieces for me of now a show that I will continue to watch. It's almost like comfort characters. I enjoy it. A background show. I will watch it and rewatch it. I enjoy everything about it. But the story of the past couple of seasons wasn't there. What were we talking about? Oh, Ted Lasso. So yeah, we tried Ted Lasso. We just couldn't care. We couldn't care. Maybe now Milo's doing his football thing, we'll try and watch it with Milo. It'll be like a thing we watch together. Because, I mean, I quite liked the main woman. Is she called Hannah Waddington? Something like that. I quite liked her and her character. But apart from that, no one was grabbing me. Also, I've got on my list Lady in the Lake, but I haven't watched it yet. But there's so many things. Wait, Slow Horses is up to season 4. I thought it was just second season. For sure, season 4. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Because I'm sure it was only season 2. Yeah, of all the things, like let's say there's been 200 things on Apple TV, because that's what it feels like. There's definitely been less than 10 really decent. Oh my God, Palm Royale, Sarah, I completely forgot about Palm Royale. You see, that is the sign of a true hyperfixation. I watched Palm Royale no less than 300 times. I seriously just watched it on repeat when there were like two episodes. I just kept watching them again and again and again and again and again. And Lee would be coming in and be like, have we got a new episode yet? And I'm like, no, I'm still watching the same ones. Just still watching the same episodes. It was a bit weird. Even to me, I was like, what's happening here? What's going on? No one going to stop me watching the same shows. I totally forgot about it. And then it ended, and the ending was so terrible. I was devastated by the ending. I was so let down by the ending. I'm looking forward to a season 2 because I'm not a quitter. But I was so devastated by the ending that I think I just immediately was like, oh. And then I never watched it again. I thought I'd rewatch it, and I was like, oh, I'm out. I was so annoyed. It just like powered everything down. And then obviously also just erased from my mind that it existed. Binge Lady in the Lake in a day. Natalie Portman was so good in it. I don't know whether or not Lee is going to be bothered about Lady in the Lake. Might be one that I can watch on my own. This is one of those moments from today's vlog. I can see it in your face instantly. Want to Google. Is there 4 seasons? Factual checking. Yes. And I can't because I'm using my phone to do this. Oh my God, I can. Wait. Because I've been hearing a vibration in the car. So, Milo's phone. Do you want to know something else that's in my car? And I need to know, be honest now. Has anybody else got one of these in their car, or is it just me? I'll take it back eventually. I don't know why you're allowed to leave with them without anyone stopping you. This has happened multiple times. This has been in my car about 6 months. So if anyone wants to pinch one, I don't think that they care at all. Or you can have this one if you want. Slow Horse is a British spy thing with Gary Oldman. Season 4 started a couple of weeks ago. Oh, that is totally the show I was thinking of. I don't even know how that happened because I feel like season 1 came out last year. So we missed loads. We started watching it, just got bored. And then I saw something about a new season and I was like, oh, there's a new season. Maybe we should. But no. What's good on Netflix to watch? That's a great question, Caroline, because honestly, if right now I had to cancel any streamer, it would be Netflix. Netflix is the one I watch the least. I specifically went out of my way to find some stuff to watch on it recently. That's when I started rewatching The Gilmore Girls, and we've been watching Friends with Milo. Other than that, I'm like Prime, and within Prime, I subscribe to additional channels. And Disney Plus has most of the stuff that I used to watch on Netflix and Prime. It's even got the originals on Disney Plus now. It's a matter of time till it's got the Vampire Diaries, and there's going to be so little left over. So little. Selling Sunset. Who even cares about Selling Sunset anymore, Nikki? Selling Sunset was so good. I loved it. And then it just got terrible. First 2 or 3 seasons were great. It was just like, what a time. I watched the morning show because it's in NYC and filmed on location. Of course, that is all of the reasons. Plenty of reasons. Yeah, I know, Tracy. I shouldn't have doubted you, but I also did very much doubt you. You don't even know how to use one. I'll show you. I'll show you how to use it. So, this one appears to have run out of battery. So, I'll show you. When you go to Tesco, and there's a little thing where all of these are, where this goes to bed, where this belongs, and there's the things in there, right? You go to Tesco and it's got a little thing, scan your club card, you get your phone, you've got your club card little thing, scan it, and then it goes beep, and it goes hello, and then you pick it up, and then you walk around the store, and then this hasn't got one. Have I got anything that's got a barcode? No, I haven't, but let's pretend this has got a barcode. And then you take this, and this is your little button, and you go beep, and then when you get to the till, you scan it, and you go beep, and then it goes, that'll be 70p. And the best thing about it is you've already used your club card, so you can't forget to use your club card at the end. That is 100% of the reason that I use it, is because I never remember to use my club card. And the other day, I put my club card in because Milo was there, and he was like, remember, because I'd said to him when he went in the shop, remind me to use my club card. And I used it, and we both went, whoa, because I saved £15. It made me laugh so much because as we were leaving, I was actually laughing audibly because we both went, whoa. And I thought, oh, people must look at us like, oh, these poor people, they've come for a day out to Tesco and they've never seen like savings before, because we were both so impressed. So yeah, would recommend. And do you know what? Now I think about it, I think at some point I was sponsored by Tesco to do a video about this. I bet you anything you can find a video of me explaining how to use this. I'm certain that was a thing so many years ago. Yeah, Selling Sunset's gone way downhill. There were loads of things. Like we used to love $1 Million Listing. That lost its luster. Although someone told us to watch something the other day and it was Ryan Serhant, and I was like, oh, I'm in because it's him. And then we didn't watch it because I just forgot it existed. Do you remember? I think it was you, Nikki, that told me about an app that was, it was like a TV app. It was to keep track of everything. And then it just felt like work because I just couldn't. TV time. So if I could just like sync it up to all of the apps and then it would know all the episodes of things that I'd watched, then that would be great. But I couldn't. So I felt like I had to complete it. So every single thing I've watched in my life, I felt like I had to tick the thing of everything. And so it just became too much. But I like it in theory. I think I just maybe need to keep a note or something on my phone of these are the things you're going to watch. These are things you're watching right now. Don't forget to keep watching it, because there's loads of things I start watching, and then if it's on a streamer that I don't watch very often, I just forget. I don't see it and I forget. Or something like we'll talk about it now, and someone like the Mormons thing. I could easily go home, completely forget that exists, and if I never see an advert for it, I'll just never watch it. Owning Manhattan is the Ryan show. Yeah, I think I will watch that. I will. And Real Housewives of New York, great example. We started watching that, and because it's on Hey You, it's not directly in my face on Prime. I have to go into Hey You. I have to remember why I've gone into Hey You, what we're watching. The only time I go into Hey You is when Vanderpump is on, which it's not right now, or when Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is on. So I just forgot that we were watching the new Real Housewives of New York, and we just never finished it. But I do want to finish it because there's going to be a new season. And I quite liked that. I'm just going to just throw that back there. I quite liked the new cast. I did. Netflix is so bad now. So much old stuff on there. I'm actually rewatching Prison Break. I've never seen Prison Break. Would you believe? You've watched so much Netflix in the past few weeks. What have you been watching? What have you been watching? Oh, yes. Somebody said Netflix has The Perfect Couple, and that's really, really good. Do you know what? It's not that great. I don't know why we think it's so good. Is it just the Is it just the dance? Is that the only reason? It might be. Oh, do you know what? We could have a whole separate thing on TV, on Discord, which I didn't watch. I haven't watched any Vanderpump Villa. Can you believe it? We've got a separate category for book chat. We've got games, we've got books. Maybe we also need TV chat. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Oh, I've never seen The Wire either. And I feel like The Wire would be my kind of thing. Well, this turned into a television chat, which is everything. Everything. And, do you know, doing just thinking about it, bringing back the Kai flicks, because I was thinking about this today. Like, if I do the separate channel of, like, brand new channel. Oh my God, you can do viewing parties on Discord. Nikki, that's so exciting. Oh, we're totally doing that. The dance intro was so weird. That anything that feels this good. Oh, that song lives in my head constantly. Like, as I'm going to sleep. Must be illegal. I mean, I love Meghan Trainor. Love. And she makes the catchiest songs. But that was a real earworm. Yeah, when I was thinking of doing all the different separate channels, I kind of got to the point today of like, but if I do make Michaela Talks as a separate channel, I can talk about whatever I want here. What will I talk about that hasn't now already got its own space? I've got like a beauty channel, a gaming channel, a business and candle making channel, and my vlog channel. Oh, and then Diary of a Spendaholic, which will be like all the luxury things. What's the final piece? And I think the final piece is just talk. It's just sitting and talking. Like, this would be Michaela Talks. If we did Kai Flicks, that would be Michaela Talks. Chatting about specific topics, the podcast thing, that would be Michaela Talks. So I feel like maybe it still is worthwhile. This time next week, that's going to be, I mean, who are we kidding? This time, in an hour, I'll have it fully done. Watch this space, and on Instagram, I'm going to sort it out. There's going to be, I love House. That's on Prime right now too. I started rewatching House. Totally forgot I was watching it. Totally forgot. Oh, you guys get me so like energetically. Want to go home and do things. Right, I'm going to have to leave you now because I feel like Milo must be finishing up and he's going to come in and be like, let's go home and watch Only Murders in the Building. Okay. Final reminder. New channel, linked in the description. And there's going to be a new channel. I'll link the Discord as well. Because I never remember. There's going to be a new channel. Like a brand new, this is going to be it. The main channel. Starting from scratch. I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling, let's start over. That's really what I'm feeling. Lols and bants with Kyla. That'll be the tagline. That'll be it. But thanks for joining me. All new channels in the Discord. Will. Scandal! Oh my God, stop. Stop, Tracy, stop. Right, let's do. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to set up the new channel and we will make our first live, which I think doing this from my gaming channel, if you've got less than 1,000 subscribers, when you do a live, it will only be accessible to subscribers and 25 more people. I don't know how they make that up. That's such a random number, but I think that's true. If it is, I'll put it somewhere because, I mean, that's very much like, you'll have to subscribe to watch the live, but it's actually true. But I'll find out. I just want, like, start fresh. Yes, Laura, the Hong Kong video is never coming. It's never coming unless someone else is going to edit that video for me. It will. One day. Do you know, I decided on Friday I was going to write a book. It's not a completely decided from nowhere. I've been working on this steadily, little pieces. And then on Friday I was like, it's come to me. I've got the full plot. It's ready. But I was at work, so I couldn't act on it. I had this idea and it was like stewing all day and I'd got all of my ideas and I started making notes and stuff. And Lee said, when are you actually going to start writing it? And I said, well, when I'm home and I have the motivation, because I already knew by the time I got home, it was going to be gone. It was gone. Is that true? National Novel Writing Month is November. Oh, wow. I think it's such a good idea. I feel really confident about this idea. Because I've been waiting for, I had so many little pieces of it, and I was waiting for like the main plot and the twists and the things, and I feel like it's there. I feel like I've got it. 50,000 words, 50,000 words in 30 days. I'm going to write this thing overnight. It's either going to get written in a day or it's never going to get written. That will be how I do it. It's not the same as writing the book that I wrote before, but my plan is to outline it, get kind of, this is the overall, because I'll just self-publish it through Amazon. It won't be as high pressure. I'll be probably full of typos. I'll try, but 30 days, please. As if I could do anything for 30 days. No. If I have to wait 30 days to finish something, it's never, ever going to get done. What I plan to do is when I next get my rush of excitement about it, I'm going to do the outline, get like a plan of this is how it will be spread out, so that when I finally do sit down to write, I could potentially knock out a full first draft in one go. Because when I finally finished my book that I did before, I sat down at like 4:00 in the afternoon. And then I remember seeing my mum go to work the next, I didn't move from the place I was. I remember seeing my mum walk past the house to go to work at like 6:00 in the morning the next day, and I was still in the same spot. And that's how I finished it. It's all or nothing. But I think you have to just know these things about yourself. Booktube channel, no, because yes, Tracy, yes. The problem is I'm not a book reader. I'm an Audible person, and people get really weird about it. It's very like, oh, that's not reading. Well, the minute I discovered audiobooks, I never read a book again. I used to be a voracious reader. I loved reading. And I was like, oh my God, I can read and do other things. This is incredible. So yeah, it was never going to happen. Right, I got to go because Milo, unless he's been abducted, because I can't see him anymore because we've turned around. But I don't think so. So excited. There'll never be another Hong Kong vlog, but there'll be so many other things. Yes, writing vlogs, lives with writing sprints. That's going to be totally it. And Tracy, I'll send you it to proofread, and other Tracy, I'll send you it to read as well. I'll be very excited. Got to write it first. But yeah, okay, right. See you later. Bye.